guys, hello! Welcome to Bookmas Day 3. Today we're going to be doing a bookish girly gift guide. I've seen so many of these and I'm going to be honest, the majority of them are very, very similar. Mine is going to be no different. There's only so many bookish things you can get someone, you know? So I'm going to have a lot of the same kind of general items on this list as a lot of other people, but I did kind of like pick out specific things from specific shops. So whether you are a bookish girly yourself or you're shopping for a bookish girly, hopefully you find some really cute ideas in this video. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. And our first category is merch. Literally, I have a wish list a mile long on Etsy. There are so many t-shirts and so many cute sweatshirts. However, the reason everything is still stuck on a wish list is because merch, a lot of times, especially when you're getting it from small businesses, which I do personally suggest, when it comes to t-shirts, like the cheapest one I've ever found was like $25, and I think I got that on sale for that price. And then as far as like sweatshirts, they usually range from like $40 to $60. I think I've seen one for like $75. Like they can get pretty expensive. So I feel like merch is a really good thing to receive as a gift. For me personally, those are kinds of things that I want, but it's really hard for me to spend that kind of money. And all of that being said, the very first one that we have is an item that I have literally wanted for over a year. It was on my Christmas list last year. It's on it this year. I even texted my family and mentioned that it was on sale for Black Friday. Hopefully, really crossing my fingers I get it this year. But it's a Romantasy Reader Book Club sweatshirt from Threaded by Sabrina. This shop has so many cute freaking things. Pretty much everything in this shop is embroidered, which is another thing that I really like for sweatshirts specifically because they're obviously gonna last a long time. And this one is just so stinking adorable. I love the color. I love the little graphic, like so cute. The next shop that I have is Club Bookshare and they are on Etsy. And specifically the item that I've had on my list for a while is this Midnight Reader sweatshirt. Without fail, every single night, I am at least reading until midnight. Last night I was reading till like 2. So I am a midnight reader. So I love the idea of this sweatshirt. So those are two specific ones that I really want, but here are a few more that are also kind of like on my wish list. Now let's go ahead and talk about some t-shirts. One that I actually found the other day is from Fiorenza Art. I really apologize, I feel like I butchered that, but this is actually an illustrator that I follow on Instagram, and I went to her shop the other day like looking for something totally different, and I found this little reading bun crop top. How adorable is this? This illustrator in particular doesn't do like book merch specifically. This is just kind of like a one-off type of item, but it is absolutely adorable. Next up we have an item from Fabled Folk, and this is actually a shop that I found from Instagram. The specific shirt that I kind of have my eye on right now is the In My Romance Era t-shirt. So cute. The vibe of this shop just in general is kind of got like a more edgy kind of gothic-y type of vibe. So I pretty much love everything in the shop. I actually got a t-shirt from them recently. It says like Villain Lover on it. That's also a really cool one. The next shop that I have is another one that I found on Instagram. It's called Rebel and Fleur. I really like the vibe of this shop and like their products. It has a very kind of like chic aesthetic, kind of minimalist kind of vibe. And what I like about this shop as well is that they come out with lines specific to specific books or series, and they came out with the Magnolia Parks line. And there was a couple of things actually in that line that I have been coveting ever since. There's the How's the Weather baby tee. This is adorable. They also came out with a bow necklace and I really want that as well. I just feel like the design of it, like the chain being a bow itself, is super adorable. And as far as t-shirts go, those are kind of the ones that I have my eye on. I don't really think I have any other ones like on a wish list anywhere. So moving on to our next kind of merch item, which would be tote bags. Specifically, I want to talk about the one that if you've been following me for a while, you've probably seen multiple times. I literally bring this with me anytime I leave the house, and it is this frog tote bag. It literally just has like a derpy little frog on it, but the illustration is just the cutest freaking thing to me. But what I really love about this tote bag specifically above other ones that I have is the actual material of this. Here's a normal canvas bag. It's very like structured and stiff, whereas this just kind of like hangs and is floppy. And that one is kind of really the only specific example that I have, but there are these ones that I also have on my Etsy list that I just think are super cute. The next little category I literally only have one example for, but I saw them the other day and I'm like, these are adorable. And that is socks. And they're from a shop called For the Introverts, which right off the bat, love that name, but they're these book girly socks, and these are again just so dang cute. And then last but not least for merch, we have jewelry, and I don't actually know if I can consider this merch because none of it is really book specific, but it just kind of is book leaning. I just feel like there are specific jewelry items that bookish people would appreciate. And right off the bat, we have this necklace that I wear literally all of the time. It's this little dragon necklace. And I did actually get this for Christmas from a friend last year, so I don't know where she got it. And then also I do have this little like dagger earring that I got from Anna Luisa a while back. Dagger and sword jewelry just in general is definitely a very bookish girly fantasy lover kind of thing. This is like literally my favorite earring of all time. Also, there is a little book ring. I don't remember what the Etsy shop is called and I didn't write it down, but it'll be here on the screen somewhere. Moving on to our next category, we have stationery. And I actually have a really exciting little package. An artist actually reached out to me recently and asked if she could send me some things. And I was like, absolutely, yes, you can. Specifically, she sent me some bookmarks and some stickers. So this first one is kind of like a little movie ticket vibe and it says smut reader on it, which is absolutely adorable. And then these two are ones that I specifically requested because they're just too stinking cute. We have this one that says crying over fictional characters is my passion. How adorable is this with the little tissue box? And then also the back of this one has a bunch of little like pop-up windows that say a lot of fun little things. And then we have this one that says I volunteer as tribute. And then next up we have a bunch of stickers. This first little set of stickers I do actually think are inspired specifically by the book series that I'm currently in the middle of. It's this one, the Ice Planet Barbarians series. We've got like blue aliens and this is a little blue alien guy. Like how adorable. And then we also have another little sticker that kind of matches that bookmark. And then we have this one, which again also makes me feel like it's kind of referencing the Ice Planet Barbarians. It says that feels spurtacular. And if you've read Ice Planet Barbarians, there's like a whole thing with spurs. And then some other stickers that I like specifically requested, again because they were just so stinking cute, were these little animal ones. I'm obsessed with animals just in general, but her art style is just so good. We have this little snail. We have a little like screaming possum. Is he not so cute? And then last but certainly not least, we have a little frog with a cowboy hat. And then also she did gift me this one as well. This is like a little candle and it says mood reader on it. Super adorable. So those are all the things that she actually like sells in her shop that she sent to me. But also you guys, she did a portrait of me as well. I cannot express to you how flattered I am that someone took the time to draw me. Like this is literally me. I have that shirt. I thrifted that shirt. She has like my little blonde streak. This is like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. Next up we have a repeat offender, Fabled Folk. They also have bookmarks and stickers as well. And again, I really love like the edgy kind of dark romancy type of vibe that kind of is throughout everything in that shop. And these ones are specifically trope bookmarks. I have Slow Burn, which honestly I think is my favorite design. And then we also have Enemies to Lovers. And then the last one is Fated Mates. And those are kind of the only two shops that came to mind right off the bat, but here are a few other ones with specific items that I like. Next up for our stationery category, we have a reading journal slash just like a notebook. A reading journal is something that I have kind of gone back and forth on. So there's kind of like two different styles of reading journals that you can get. There's the pre-filled out ones, and then you can get just kind of like a blank journal where you kind of create what you want from scratch. And that is definitely the kind of reading journal that I gravitate towards more. But at the same time, that is kind of the reason why I haven't done one yet, because I just don't know if I have the time, if I want to spend the time to do that. So that being said, I did kind of like leave it up to fate on whether or not I'm gonna have a reading journal in 2025. Basically, I added this exact notebook to my Christmas list, which by the way is only $6, which is kind of crazy. But if I end up getting it for Christmas, then I will do a reading journal. If I don't, we won't. But either way, I do feel like getting a reading journal for a reader, or if you are a reader yourself and you want to kind of like have something extra, something more fun to do with your kind of reading journey, getting a reading journal could be really fun. And that being said, you don't have to start completely from scratch, because again, there are some ones that are like pre-filled out and you just basically answer prompts, and those can be really cute as well. So there is a brand specifically called, I feel like I'm gonna again butcher this, but I think it's called Papier. I get ads for them on Instagram constantly. And I'm honestly not mad at it, because the journals that they have on their website are really, really cute. Here's a couple that I really like. But kind of circling back to our more scrapbooky option, the last thing that I have for the stationery category is journaling supplies. I just basically went on Amazon and found a bunch of stuff. Things like fun washi tape, pens, markers, highlighters. For me personally, everything is glitter. Glitter highlighters are something that I literally just found out existed a couple of months ago, and I need to have them. Moving on to our next category. This one I just literally put as like random slash book craft question mark. I literally only have one thing for this category, but it's one that I'm so stinking excited for. Bedazzling supplies for bedazzling a book. I've seen this a few different times on TikTok where people literally bedazzle like an entire cover of a book, and it is the coolest looking thing in the world to me. So I picked out a book, I bought a bunch of bedazzling things, and I think you should too. The next category that we have is very specific. It's just Kindle. And you could obviously gift someone a Kindle. The Kindle that I specifically have is a Kindle Paperwhite, but there's more to the category than just a Kindle. If you're gonna gift someone a Kindle, or if somebody already has a Kindle, some Kindle accessories might be something else. First of all, we have a case. The majority of the time that I see people have cases on their Kindles, it's usually the clear ones where you can kind of like really customize them with putting like stickers and fun stuff behind it. But I've also seen other ones that are just like regular, you know, like stick the Kindle in, close it kind of cases. This is actually one that I almost purchased for myself right after I got my Kindle, before I decided that I wanted to get the clear one. Next up is pop sockets. I've seen so many cute ones. Specifically on Amazon, I saw one that was like in the shape of a flower. That was super, super cute. I feel like I've also seen one in the shape of a cloud. Like that's probably the vibe that I'm gonna go for, like one that's like shaped like something. And then last but certainly not least, Kindle charms. Basically, the Kindle charms are little teeny charms that stick into the like charging port at the bottom of your Kindle. I don't know if that makes any sense. Here's some pictures so you know what I'm talking about. They're literally just little charms that you stick inside of your Kindle. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just so cute and I must have one or 10. Moving on to our next category, we have mood setters. If you are a book girly, you know there's literally nothing better than like setting the mood, sitting in a nice cozy spot, and just being able to read for hours on end. First of all, we have candles. I feel like this is a very classic thing, and there's so many different types of candles you can do. Obviously there's like the classic scented candle, but then there's also like specific ones themed for books, which I think are really fun, but personally I never really tend to like the scents of them. I'm very, very picky when it comes to smells. And that being said, if you're someone that doesn't really care about scent so much and just want like a cute vibe, there's always the option of having like the shaped candles, which I see on Etsy all of the time, and they are all so adorable. Here are some of the ones that I think are really cool. The next kind of like mood setters are kind of more pampering things. I love to pamper myself with oils and scrubs and face masks and bath bombs, like all those things. So here are some face masks that I actually currently have. These two I actually haven't used yet, but these ones I literally use every single day. I get them for like $20 on Amazon. They come in a pack of 30. On that same kind of vein of pampering and things like that, my next item on this list is bath bombs and like bubble bars, soaps, things to kind of enjoy a nice bath while you're reading. Again, I really like to pamper myself and I love a bath. And if I'm taking a bath, I want a bath bomb, I want bubbles, I want bath oils, I want salts, I want all the things. And for bath products specifically, like bath bombs and bubble bars, Lush is one of my favorite stores for that kind of thing. I love the scents. The stuff is always super cute and I actually like the quality of them the most. But another shop that I actually found a couple of years ago that I've also shopped with a couple of times is Crystal Bar Soaps, and they are actually very similar to Lush with having really cutesy, creative, different bath bombs and soaps and things like that. But what sets them apart and what makes them really fun is everything comes with a crystal inside, and with their soap specifically, you can actually see the crystal embedded in it. So fun. And then the last little mood setter that I have is drinkware. Personally, there's nothing more comforting and cozy to me than a hot beverage, so I feel like a mug is like a must for a book girly. Here are a couple that I found on Etsy that I really, really like. But then also another way I feel like you can elevate a mood, maybe not in such a cozy way, but just kind of a more chic, sophisticated way, is to have some fancy glasses. And here's a set on Amazon specifically that I really, really like. But also kind of going into our next section, the thrifted category, you can also thrift really, really cool glassware. And I did grab some that I thrifted myself to kind of show you examples of. We have this kind of like fancier pink one. I have this like smoky glass one. Then also I found these ones a few months ago. How stinking adorable is that? A cactus cocktail glass. Another glass item that I think would be really fun to thrift for someone is a fancy glass jar. I see things like this all the time and I do have a rather large collection of them. And for me personally, as a bookish girly, one of the uses that I have for these jars is a TBR jar. How cute would it be if you like thrifted a friend a glass jar and then made prompts for them? Another thing that I'm personally always on the lookout for when I'm going thrifting is bookends. I've actually thrifted 2 sets of these shell ones, and then I have these really fun little like duck ones. I just think these are so cool. And I think the thing that I actually end up thrifting the most is just like random little knick-knacky type of things to decorate my shelves with. I love the look of like a maximalist type of shelf. I just feel like knickknacks really help personalize a bookshelf and kind of make it more unique to you. But also another thing that I really love to thrift as kind of like a knick-knacky thing is little vases, specifically to put plants in. Here's like an example of one that I kind of thrifted recently. I think it'd be really cool to like thrift someone either a glass vase or like a little plant pot, and then either get them a plant as well to go in it, or some like plant cuttings. There's so many like mystery plant cuttings on Etsy that you can get. I've actually purchased those for both my mom and my sister before. I think those kinds of things are super fun. And with that, moving on to our very last category for this entire video, which is books, which when you're shopping for a bookish person or you are a bookish person yourself is probably one of the most obvious things to get or receive, but it's also, in my opinion, probably one of the hardest things. It can be kind of hard to know whether someone has a book or not. So a little bit of a tip that I actually did myself this year for my family is I made a list on Amazon separate for them of all of the books that I'm currently like the most excited for. But then also, last but certainly not least, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to a gift card. I feel like sometimes gift cards can kind of be shit on just because it feels kind of like a throwaway gift, like they didn't know what to get you, so they're just like, here, take a gift card. But in my opinion, when it comes to books, I can't imagine a world where a bookish person would receive an excuse to go to a bookstore and be upset about it, you know? Please let me go shopping. And with that, those are all of the quadrillion and one gift ideas that I kind of have. I hope you guys found some cute stuff to either add to your list or maybe have come up with some ideas to gift your fellow bookish people. That's everything that I have for today's video. I hope you guys have had the most amazing of days, and I will hopefully see you in a couple more.